Hello walkers, and welcome to Chattanooga, Tennessee on the Tennessee River. My name is Henry. I'll be your proxy walker today, your virtual travel guide, your co-discoverer. And we're gonna find some stuff today. This is gonna be a lot about discovery and what we can find. Like I just found this place, discovered it myself. Just kidding, of course. So I've never really been around in Chattanooga. This is a new one for me, and I haven't done a whole lot of research other than a quick Wikipedia article. And I wanted to squeeze this in before the rain comes. And so we're gonna find cool places like this Riverfront area. And we're just gonna explore and see what we find. I love this little steps here with the water. It's like a little water park. Leads down to the river. We're gonna go just take a quick look at that. And then we're gonna loop around through this market area I saw. It is currently, what is it? I think it's 87 degrees Fahrenheit, 28 degrees Celsius, 87% humidity. I think that's right. I might have my Fahrenheit wrong. I already forgot it. I'm gonna talk a little bit more once we get away from these this traffic. We're on the Warren Street Bridge, no, Market Street Bridge, sorry, on Market Street. That makes more sense. And over to our right is this really cool splash park. Goes down to the Tennessee River, which is the river on which Chattanooga sits. I'm going to give you a few facts here in a minute, but first I want to thank our Patreon supporters. You guys, I really do appreciate the support. We got a couple new supporters now, patrons, and I want to say thank you. Also, thank you to the folks that have contributed one-time contributions via PayPal. It's also very welcome and very helpful. So let's see here. We're getting into a pedestrian area, which is pretty cool. This is where the kind of market, or maybe it's a fair of some sort. This is the Tennessee Aquarium. That's what I looked a little bit like an apartment building from the outside, but I have not been in here, but I'm kind of interested in going in. If you know about the aquarium, please let me know in the comments section. Oh yeah, we're gonna go down here also to avoid the music, and I just want to. I think actually we're going to loop around towards the end. And we'll go through this fair. Cool river culture down here. And of course, the native people were here first and displaced each other over the centuries. Most recently, the Cherokee were here, which I think first dated back to 1776. Here's another splash pool. Oh, this is fun, man. We're gonna get up over here. Hopefully the music will not trigger a copyright strike. I may drop in some of my own just to block the algorithm from being upset with me. This is also part of the aquarium over here. And over there is Puckett's. Oh yeah? Yeah, it's a DJI.
Yeah, that's the same one. Yeah, it's got a little tripod stand at the bottom.
Yep,
Yeah,
it's really handy. Have a good one. So I don't really know what's going on here. Let's walk around. Find out. Well, that's very popular music, so I may have to drop in my own. I like these little arches over here. We just did one, and I'm hoping to do more than one walk in Chattanooga, so keep an eye out for that. You know, it looks like a farmer's market maybe with some crafts. Now this is also a main drag that I drove in on, and it's got some sort of older downtown areas, but we're going to save that for another walk. We're going to loop around here. It's definitely a lively area. Sorry to bob and weave, I do that. I'm easily distracted on these walks. But I love sharing these little places that we find and little details that, like this stuff over here, these thermoses and stuff. Really cool. Lots of art and crafts and jewelry and snacks. Excuse me. So you can see how big and massive this aquarium is. It goes for the whole block, about a half block wide and a full block long.
You prefer those?
I'm always a little self-conscious about walking around with the gimbal and the camera for some reason. I really shouldn't be. I think that's kind of natural. It is soupy here. 87% humidity, I think I said, and warm. Maybe this is the main drag I came in on. But let's go down to the river, and now we'll loop around. There's this riverfront area, which is pretty cool. I love that they have a bike lane too, specifically for bikes. It's pretty cool. Now I believe, so that's the north side we're looking at, north side of the river. And I forgot to point out, maybe we'll do it another time, on another walk, there's a footbridge across the river. And maybe we'll go over there and check that area out at some point. Not today, maybe on Monday. I didn't tell you the time of year, so it is late July. And I'm gonna cross here. About noon, right around noon. So this is what one might expect at that time of year. Apparently during the Civil War, Chattanooga was quite an important nexus because a lot of railroads and roads came through here as well as the river. And it later became an industrial center because of that. Looks like they're gonna have a band down here. Maybe. This is awesome. Look at all this great seating. Oh, that's perfect. We're going to be, the population here is about 180,000. I don't remember if I mentioned that. It's Hamilton County. And we're actually going to go to Hamilton County, Ohio later on this trip, which is Cincinnati, pretty much. I mean, there's other communities in there, of course, in the area around Cincinnati, but it's the metro area. There's the bridge that we started, where we started. It's interesting to note that it's a drawbridge. I'm not sure, I guess the tall stacks boats maybe that come through here would need a drawbridge, but that's pretty high. And then we can look back, you can see sort of a blue bridge behind. That is the pedestrian bridge. You can see the aquarium center, and we're going to walk along the water here because I want to show you these two river boats, which are often referred to as tall stacks, I think, in that they or a paddle wheeler. I assume these are not steam operated. Steam operations can be fairly fairly dangerous. I'm gonna tuck my mic in so you might hear some rustling. Alright, that might help a little bit with some wind noise. There, that mist, it's not smoke, I think it's mist. Help cool things down, although usually that's from evaporation, and I don't think the evaporation is going to be particularly efficient. It's kind of a neat pier and dock out here. Southern Bell's Landing. Now I'm going to assume here that this isn't actually a paddle wheeler, it's maybe just permanently docked there. Here's a riverboat, modern version. That was probably pretty fun. What we're going to do is go up here, and then we're going to make a left and go back up the hill a ways, because there's some other things in the area that seem pretty cool. I came in to town over this bridge, I believe, and I saw at least one baseball stadium, minor league team. Noticing the colors of the trees they've painted. I think they paint the base of the trees for insects to help prevent insect infestations, but it might just be for decoration. I'm curious about this Southern Bell's Landing. It says it has a shop and tickets. But it also looks fairly permanently moored. There's a smaller one on the far side, so maybe that's. Excuse me. Oh, there's also a duck tour. So these duck boats that are amphibious boats. I see one up here on the land. We saw one in the river earlier when we started, so we'll go check that out, and hopefully we will find a route to where I want to go. Normally I would be co-walking, meaning I'd be looking at the map on my phone as I walk, but now I'm filming with my phone. Can't really access it. It's a whole new system. Chattanooga ducks. So I guess you can go in the river and on the streets, and they give a little tour. We did one in Dublin, Ireland, actually, which is a lot of fun. I was kind of hoping there'd be a stairwell up this hill to the right, but that's all right. We get to see this little playground. How's it going, man? All right. Good. I think they were rolling their own cigarettes with possible air quotes. I did see you guys smoking a crack pipe on the drive-in, so that was interesting. Not down here, but further up the hill in a less busy area. It was interesting. I assume it looked like a crack pipe, what I know of those things. I like to talk a little bit about how much I enjoy interacting with you guys in the comment section of YouTube. It is a surprising aspect to me. I thought I would just be into the walking and exploring, and that's great. I love it. But I really enjoy hearing from you guys. Hearing your feedback and your thoughts and your memories and corrections. Get a lot of those because I make a lot of mistakes. Or I leave things out and people suggest other places to go and make requests. It's great. It's a great little community and I love it. I love hearing that, well, not hearing, but knowing that viewers are enjoying these. So please, if you have any thoughts or corrections or memories you want to share, please let me know in the comment section. And I try to respond to all the comments that make it through the admittedly quirky YouTube comments algorithm filter. That's a lot of words, but basically that YouTube lets through. Sometimes I go on there and there's 4 or 5 comments from months ago. And I have to go in and apologize for not responding sooner. But I do read them. Cold Stone Creamery. Lots of restaurants down here. A little further up there are more hotels and that sort of thing. A lot more office buildings, it looks like. Commercial spaces. Normally I like to call out the street names, but I'm not really seeing any street signs. Oh, here we go. It's coming up on Aquarium Way. Kind of makes sense. And then off to the right here is the baseball field and stadium. CHI Memorial. And then off to the left is kind of where we were earlier with the aquarium. We're gonna go up, I think. Well, there's not really anything else up there. It's a small minor league team, AA, I believe, if you're into baseball. And so we're gonna go back down here and we'll make a right. Big parking garage. There's a lot of public parking down here. I don't know what the costs are. I used Park Mobile app to park on the street a few blocks away, and it was $2 for an hour and a half. So pretty reasonable, honestly. Here's an IMAX theater off to our right. And this is Aquarium Way and run across. Love the bike lanes. Here's a hotel. This is Chestnut Street. Yeah. nice and convenient downtown location. I don't want to go too far up here because I want to save that for another walk, but I do want to go up at least one more block. There's a Residence Inn. Here's a kind of a spin you over to the left here from our alleyway. You may have, oh, here's a, well, that's pretty cool too. Looks like a free shuttle system maybe. I like that. I like that a lot. Here's a Hilton up here. Looks like this is a climbing gym off to our left. High Point Climbing and Fitness. Knew it.
Is it a little closer to Chattanooga? Yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna go one more block here. It's closed, of course. There's a little tower over there. I want to see what that is. I think it might be a children's museum. This is 3rd Street that we're crossing on. I mean, crossing Chestnut here. Cool, they have a bike share system here, or bike rental. Like that too. Way to go, Chattanooga. Sorry, bud. Yeah, so Ocean Adventure, Wildcats, Creative Discovery Museum. Awesome. I love these things. These children's museums. Very cool. They're just like, let kids literally discover things, right? Just pursue their curiosity, ignite their curiosity. It's fantastic. We're gonna come up here to 4th and make a left. Yep, you can see people enjoying, and look at the playground, and oh, that looks awesome. Inside climbing, it's not really a climbing gym, jungle gym kind of place. Well, that's interesting. This is quite the intersection. You can see the Tennessee flag over there on that building. It's a red with a blue circle in the middle with 3 white stars. I don't really know any of the symbolism about all of that. Huh. Push the button. Creative Discovery Museum again. There we go. You can kind of get an idea looking around here how hilly this area is along the river. Spin you around that way. Interesting, they've got a light camera or a security camera over there, just above the corner. Oh, I gotta tell you, it is soupy here. being from Montana, it's hard to, it's a shock to the system, I guess. All the humidity here, called mugginess. It's muggy. There's kind of a cool little piece of artwork here. Moon Pies to Mountain Highs Trail, pie in the sky. I like that. There's a pie trail in Montana. It's not a formal thing, but you can go to all these small towns in central Montana and try different pies, which we've done. It's a lot of fun to do if you like pie. So, again, I think we're gonna cross again, head back to the aquarium, and well, we're gonna go over here to a little neighborhood area. That's what we're gonna do. You can see there's some bars and restaurants down here. This is Broad Street that we're crossing. Some older buildings. Steam Logistics, man, that's a new one. Keep going down one. It's busy down here, but it's also kind of quiet. You know, it's busy in a manageable way for a city of 180,000 and, you know, surely a lot more in the region, metro area.
Hey,
Hi there.
I have a warrant for your arrest, and you're not supposed to be doing camera, especially with me. Your son needs to speak to you in the Hamilton County Sheriff's Department.
Thank
By
you.
the way, is that on live video?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then we need to...
Thank you. That is a rarity that people get upset. And I will blur her face. Hopefully I'll remember to do that. Some more old spaces. If you ever find yourself in one of these and don't want to be in the video, please let me know, and I will remove you. I want to be respectful of that. Look at this, I like this. These art. This is sort of, they do this in Bozeman too. And it just is so much better than a blank green or gray box. Adds a little color to the space. There's we're crossing 4th here, and that is Hair of the Dog Pub and a parking garage.
6, 5, 4.
There's one. This is, I don't know if this building is old on the left, but I do like the facade work. The Chattanooga Allergy Clinic. But it's kind of a neat old style, right? Sort of early 1900s, late 1800s. I'm not sure what the history of that building is. All right, so I said we're gonna go up here and duck into this little neighborhood, so I wanna do that. Keep my word. You can see that's actually a parking garage over there, I believe, but it's got some cool facade to it, and we're gonna cross Market on 3rd. We're gonna go up 3rd Street. Now, it seems, I drove through here earlier, and it seems like this is kind of a mix of, it might be a lot of new stuff, although new is kind of relative. These look like they're 10 to 20 years old. This one off to the left might be a little older, but it might be newer. And then you get into some even newer stuff down there. Now, pretty quickly you start to talk about this and you get into issues of gentrification, which I don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now, even though it is a serious issue. Whew. Look how quiet and sedate this little neighborhood is, right downtown, right by the river. Quiet townhouses, pleasant little yards, front porches. I love a good, usable front porch, something that's more than just decorative. I think it's fantastic. Cherry Street townhomes. Whew. Getting a little workout here. Nice, shaded, and it really is, to me, surprising how quiet it can be just a block off of one of the main drags. Looking back at the aquarium, and we're kind of where we started, that little area. And I think what we're gonna do, we're on Cherry Street, so I'm gonna go up Aquarium Way and other little ways. And not too far. Nice and quiet in here as a loud truck goes by. But I think on the whole, looks like some condos in here. I mean, yeah, I could totally live down here if I had the money. And air conditioning, which I think is fairly ubiquitous down here. I think there are, of course, people who can't afford air conditioning or these fancy condos. This is a kind of a neat little space. Walnut Street. More townhomes here. Some shops. Looks like condos. And then over here is the footbridge. And I'm not going to go to that yet. I'm going to wait for that and try and do that another day. Somebody on a one wheel. I like those. I'm not sure I could ride one, but they do look fun. Walnut Commons is what this is called. So we're just going to make a loop here. I wanted to check this out and see if maybe we get into some older parts of town. And I will try to show those in another work. Looks like there's a major road, but I think if we kept going up, we would get into some of these older places, older neighborhoods. Here's looks like an older apartment building. yeah, you get into some stuff up there. I don't have time to do that today, so we'll try and grab it another time. I'm gonna come down here, and we're gonna walk down to that water stairs that we saw at the beginning, because I'm intrigued by that, and I think it's really cool. I love little public areas like that that allow kids to maybe get a little wet, to run around, burn off some energy, and just be outside without melting. And so I talked about the hills earlier. So when we walked by the Hilton, and then you see a big hill right behind it with some buildings, and then that drops off, and then you end up going up another hill. It's quite... Ooh. Okay, I'm just going to show you this. Sorry, I'm going to tilt you down. And this sewer cover. It's got that City of Chattanooga, drains to river, no dumping, but it's got a cannon and a little scene in the metalwork. You know, something like that isn't, it's probably expensive. Not outrageously expensive for a government, but it's a little detail like that that adds a lot of personality to an urban space. I also want to comment on the trees, because I love trees in cities. It makes such a huge difference in the personality of a place. And it actually, scientifically, it helps cool a place, keeps the temperatures down. You know, when you have these giant cement heat sinks in the urban centers, it makes it harder for cities to cool down at night, to stay cool during the day. Gets into a feedback loop. But a few trees around can make a huge difference. So, little loop. You can see a barbecue place across the way, which is one of the treats of being in the South. Lots of great barbecue. And there's a lot of regional differences as well. I do love the parking apps. Makes life so much easier rather than having to come up with coins. Although this lady, maybe she's using a credit card. Even a credit card makes it a lot easier. All right, so this big brick building is Puckett's, which I believe is a restaurant, but I'm not entirely sure. At least half of it, anyway. Ooh, a nice little breeze. Makes a huge difference. A jaywalk here. Puckett seems like it's a big place. Here's the aquarium again. A massive building space. This is Winter by Daud Akriyev. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. This is the, what is it? Ogul Passage? I think that's a native word. Great water feature. And the, oh, I didn't even see that part down there. That's awesome. This is fantastic. Look at this. You can walk in that. It's like a little rushing water. Fun. And you got a splash pool down at the bottom that's in the shade. That's really cool and well thought out. Love it. Super fun. And then you can even make your way down to the river. All right, I'm gonna do that, but I wanna thank you guys for joining us today on City Walk's first walk in Chattanooga, virtual treadmill tour, where we do virtual tours of cities and nature walks sometimes. So I want to thank you. Come again. We're going to make some more walks, film some more walks, and discover some more places. So please come back soon. Tell your friends. And of course, keep on stepping.